Okay, so Ben Shapiro has lost 20,000 subscribers on YouTube in the last 2 weeks. If I search for Shapiro, I actually get his sister. Like, his sister is now more popular than him. And so, if you want to know how it happened, I think it happened gradually. First of all, if you have to wonder how Ben Shapiro actually managed to become popular, was with the facts over feeling shtick. Like, in a world where everything was run on emotion and logic went out the window and people didn't know what a woman is, and if you tried to figure it out, you'd get fired. Ben Shapiro was like one of the few political commentators that was big enough. For some reason, he wasn't getting canceled. Like, he still had a Twitter account. He still managed to have a YouTube presence. Everyone else that basically was facts over feelings was suppressed, shadow banned, but not Shapiro. And so recently, whenever I tune into him, I get the mental asylum. I don't get facts over feelings. I don't even know what the fuck I'm getting. Like, for example, last time I listened to him, he was basically saying that the Epstein list doesn't matter, and that America is more busy with Russia and is more busy with other things, and the Epstein list is really not important. And so I have to wonder, like, is Ben Shapiro assuming that I'm a cretin? Like, is he assuming that I, as his viewer, am literally that fucking retarded that I have to believe that America probably has one guy working at the FBI, and that guy can only take one case at a time? And so, like, the FBI is probably swamped with things that they can't deal with several issues simultaneously. So like, if your neighbor gets burglarized or home invaded, well, America can't do anything because, like, they're busy with the Russians. And then it's like the whole shtick where he's basically saying that, okay, well, it doesn't matter. So let me get this straight, okay? The Epstein conversation just goes out of the mainstream. Like, people just stop talking about it, you know? Like, let's do a chronological assessment of the Epstein stuff. So you have, like, this guy, which is arrested, and he's accused that a lot of American politicians and elites and people from other nations, like powerful individuals, went to his island to diddle little kids. And everyone is curious, you know, like, let's see the trial, let's see who went there. And the guy commits suicide in prison. That's very interesting, because he shouldn't have committed suicide, because apparently he didn't do anything, right? Like, even to this day, we don't know who went there, we don't know the names of the victims, right? Like, apparently there's a nothing burger, so he may as well just not have committed suicide. But the thing is, like, he commits suicide, and no one believes it. Like, even though the world was very polarized, and the left and the right didn't agree on anything, they did agree that Epstein didn't kill himself. Like, you had people working at the New York Times saying that, you had people that were right-winger at Breitbart saying that. Like, no one was believing the narrative. But the thing is, like, it just goes away over time. It's just how the internet works. Like, after a while, people just forget about the story. And then Donald Trump comes along and says, hey, vote for me for president, and I will release the files. He didn't have to say that. I'm pretty sure he may have gotten the presidency even without saying that, but he's the one that brings it up. And he brings it up, gets elected, and basically says, yeah, I'll start releasing them. And then he has, like, a fallout with Elon Musk, and Elon Musk says, like, no, Trump is on the files, he's never going to release them. Turns out he's not releasing them. And so, like, as a cynical Eastern European, there's, like, two things that I can assume for this. And if Ben Shapiro was a smart guy, and he was a savvy political commentator, this is the conclusion that he would have as well. Number one is that Trump is on the list, okay? Though this one doesn't really fit. Because if he was on the list, why would he bring it up? Like, if I'm on a list, okay, and the list just goes away from the public conversation, no one talks about it, why would I just be the one that brings it back up? Unless it's playing, like, underwater 70 chess. But again, still, it's a possibility, right? Like, that would persuade someone not to make the list public. The other possibility is that he's keeping it to blackmail politicians. Like, there is indeed a list, and there's probably Democrats and Republicans on it, and other influential people. And he's like, okay, you know what? Instead of like releasing it to the public, why don't I use it to start blackmailing politicians? Now, it depends how Machiavellian you are, you know, like maybe some people are okay with that. You know, God knows what Trump is getting in exchange for that. Maybe that's why the mainstream media isn't attacking him with 2 scoops of ice cream now, and maybe this is why they're not sabotaging him like they did in the first presidency. But again, you know, like maybe some Americans are fine with that. Okay, like my president has blackmail of the highest order on my political enemies, and so he may as well use it. Other people may be like, no, hold on a little bit. That's pretty fucked up. Like if there are people that actually diddle kids, like they should be exposed. I don't care, you know, what happens afterwards. I generally don't care how many people get arrested. Like, no, we need law and order. Like we need to make sure that we send the message that this is not acceptable and it shouldn't happen again. And this is the type of commentary that people would expect from Ben Shapiro. Instead, you know what he's doing? He's walking around news sections and crying about the interview with Nick Fuentes. He doesn't like the fact that Tucker Carlson interviewed Nick Fuentes and is now going around telling people how dangerous the interview was. So, like, let me get this straight, because I actually watched the interview with Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes accuses Ben Shapiro of being a gatekeeper. He basically says that if you want to make it into the political commentary sphere as a right-winger, you needed to make sure that you don't upset the Daily Wire. Because like a lot of opportunities were taken away from him, from Ben Shapiro, and he used left-wing power bases in order to deplatform him and attack him. And Ben Shapiro, in order to debunk this and to say, no, that's not true, he actually is now going on various news media and is making videos basically trying to deplatform and attack Nick Fuentes. Now, I'm not even a Nick Fuentes fan, okay? But it's no surprise why people are unsubscribing from Ben Shapiro. Like, just because I'm not a Nick Fuentes fan doesn't mean that I believe there should be a person, a content creator, that gets to gatekeep who I get to have on my computer screen and who I don't. Especially when it's a right-winger. Like, that was the shit that the left were doing, right? Like, this was why a lot of people chose not to become a leftist. I know a lot of people that agreed with the left on economic policy, that agree with the left on many issues, but they didn't like the censorship. They just didn't like the idea that other people get to decide for him, an adult, what they get to see and not on their computer screen. And so they sided with the right simply because of that. And now we're finding out that on the right, there's actually a content creator that did the same to Steven Crowder. Like, he was trying to gatekeep Steven Crowder. And it's like, you know, I can see why people unsubscribe from that. I mean, again, it's not facts over feelings anymore. It's censorship over everything. So, like, if Ben Shapiro manages to get in power, then he gets to decide who I listen to or not. Like, look, I can listen to a communist and not become a communist, right? Like, I'm an adult. I already have my morality from my mama. I don't need my morality from Ben Shapiro. I can listen to a fascist without becoming a fascist. And so, the idea that, oh no, like, Ben Shapiro needs to protect me from evil Nick Fuentes. Like, what if I listen to the Tucker Carlson interview and I become an anti-Semite? Well, what if I listen to the Tucker Carlson interview and I start concluding that Ben Shapiro tries to gatekeep people? What about that? And so, yeah, he's not doing very well. Not doing very well. As for Nick Fuentes, a lot of people are pointing out it's kind of weird. You know, like all of this meteoric rise all of a sudden. Especially after Charlie Kirk. It's like he's being groomed. Being groomed. A lot of people are forgiving things that shouldn't have been forgiven. Like, for instance, the whole Capitol thing, where he's encouraging people to go into the Capitol and he doesn't get arrested, but other people that just happen to tangentially be there, they get investigated and arrested. So there are certain questions over there, you know. But other than that, I can still listen to Nick Fuentes and agree or disagree with his takes. Like, I know this is fantastic, but like I can watch Nick Fuentes and like disagree with some of his takes while agree with others. Because I don't care if it comes from Nick Fuentes. I'm genuinely the facts over feels guy. Like, if he says something that's factual and verifiable true, yeah, that's a good point. And with Ben Shapiro, I don't remember the last time he actually said something factual. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.